the Empress of Clarity, here to bring you collective energy reading. I hope everybody is doing very well. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment in the comment section or the chat and let me know if the reading resonates with you. And make sure when you like, share, and you subscribe, you ring that bell. That way you're notified anytime I come on and you don't miss a thing. You don't want to miss it. You never know. You might get a free reading. The message might resonate heavy with you. You never know. But the only way to know is to be here or be square. All right, y'all. Whenever you see this message, if it resonates with you, I hope that that you get the message and the message is good for you, even if it doesn't seem positive. I heard a message today where the young man said, man, I really like this guy. I think his name is David. He is so insightful. Um, he said that, and I'm just going to surmise that God always destroys the thing you don't need before he can give you what you need. And sometimes you're not ready for it mentally. You're not there. You're not thinking that, gosh, everything has to disappear before I move on. And you kind of like, wait, slow down, slow down. But that's how it works. Spirit, hi, Aya, what's up, lady? Spirit will take away everything you thought you needed to only upgrade you. And, it's like Spirit saying, oh, you like that? When we get rid of that, you're going to love this. So Spirit gives you the blessings you need, even when we think we don't want it. Or we didn't think we were ready. Or we didn't think it would be like this. And by the time you get that upgrade, you're like, oh, what in the world was I stressing about? all this to break me in order to get me here. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. So, we gonna get ready to read these cards. What's up, Bite? What's going on with y'all tonight? So, that same dude, David, I don't know his whole handle. Because, when people put numbers and stuff, that make it harder for me to remember what their handle is to direct y'all to it. But my algorithms have been dropping this man's jewels on me daily. As soon as I open the app, it's like, here he go again. Teaching me something. Thank you. Showing me something every time. So he was saying how attractive that men don't realize how attractive it is for a man to plan for a woman, right? It allows a woman to be in her soft era. Lucio, hi. It allows her to feel safe and attractive. And he was saying how, effort and planning, just saying, I got it instead of, I don't know, what do you want, is way more attractive. Or just somebody knowing what they want. Women, we tend to not know what we want in a man. Not that what we want in a man, but that man chooses us. They do. They choose us. And then we're just like clueless sometimes. Like, I guess he want me. I don't know. They know exactly what they want. But yeah, a little effort goes a long way. And one of the women in the comments basically said, her then boyfriend, I guess, became her ex. And then one day he called her, said, get dressed. Told her what to wear. We're going out. I'll be there at 6. I don't know, something like that. And you know, what to wear, where, you know, not exactly where they were going, but like he surprised her, picked her up, planned the date, and she said they've been together 21 years since. So it's something about a person taking the initiative and showing you that they want you, that they desire you, that they will put in the effort for you. When they don't put in the effort and it's like, I'm just going to go with the flow, that deflates everything. That is just whack. I don't know, whatever you want to do. That is so corny. Oh my God. That's so corny. I don't know. I like somebody with some um some huspa, whatever they say. Somebody got some balls, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect, but show me that you mean it. Or leave me alone. Whew, okay. So let's get started tonight. Where we pull it? Oh, here we go. Spirit said Moonology and the Keeper deck. So, Aya, how are things going? Camilla Grace, peace. Peace to you. Black Cherry, feel better. Oh, y'all talking at the same time. I love it. So again, 22 people on the chat. Welcome to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell when you're notified. Know that when you like, share, or subscribe, that is energetic donations to the channel. It is very much appreciated. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your views. Let's get started with the message. All right, Spirit, give me a message for the collective. One at a time. All right, Spirit, give me the message. There's a transition, an ending. Why I am hearing somebody leaving behind the lazy person, the person that puts in no effort. Whew, that's like, you know what's funny? I just saw a video. I've seen videos like this a lot, but I recently saw another one where you get to see the male birds peacock for the women. And it's not even just peacocks, but other birds in nature. Yo, they be working for her attention, y'all. And she just be turning to the left, turning to the right, like, oh boy. It's hilarious because, well, I don't study it, but the little that I've seen, I don't really see the female really giving much attention. But the male, oh, he dancing. He's showing up his flowers, his feathers. You know what I'm saying? He moving. He grooving. He getting it in. Okay? Because he want that female. He be like, girl, don't look at nobody else. Look at me, look at me, look at me. And real life, that's how I be. And the reason why, I mean, like I always tell y'all, it starts off with biology, right? We got gender wars and biases and LGBTQ rights and all of that, okay? But down to the friggin' atom of, down to the cell, the cellular behavior, the masculine has to, put it this way, the feminine energy attracts the masculine. The masculine pursues the feminine down to the egg when it's created. When everything is created to form the body, when they meet, she has to choose which one she's going to allow in that particular cell to divide with. It's down to basic science. And if a man can't get off his ass and do that, I'm sorry. He is not masculine. He is in his feminine. All these men that want to be princesses now, they want to be taken care of. They feel like they the prize. They full of shit. And they're not in their masculine energy. And that's fine. Go be with somebody that likes being in their masculine. You know what I mean? Alright, Fred. Yep, Zone Mandani won. And Cheryl, Mikey Sherelle, she won. Somebody got health concerns. I'm in more spirit. Could be mental health. She look tired. Ooh, somebody needs some self-love. Tell me more, spirit. What's going on here? Healer. Okay. Here's another message I heard. It was sent to me today. You cannot combat the mindset of someone who is committed to destructive behavior for themselves. If they are committed to destroying themselves, to being a victim, there's nothing you can do with that. You cannot, anything that they're committed to, you cannot break that. You can't heal that. That's why healer is in the challenge and the lesson position. Those of you who are at the sound of my voice may be healers, but you can't heal those that don't want to be healed. You have to know, and you have to recognize that, and you also have to accept that about yourself. You cannot combat somebody who is committed to being a victim. Yep, and we got a Jezebel energy. Lord have mercy. Bottom of the deck, house. Somebody is suffering losses, and they've been suffering losses with RIP in the past energy. Somebody also is leaving or transitioning from a dead situation, something that don't work. Sometimes, you know, what I'm getting with the health concerns is sometimes it's mental health, you know. Some people are hypochondriacs. They're not really sick, but every little thing that happens to them sends them into this, you know, I'm in trouble. I'm hurting. I'm this, I'm that. I don't know the psychology behind a hypochondriac, but it's not healthy. It's not healthy. And somebody needs a dose of self-love because that's in the hidden energy. I feel like that's the person that's moving on from somebody. I don't feel like this is like, okay, somebody like to nurture somebody sick. The challenge and the lesson is this person is a healer, but they have to focus on self-love. People will teach you not to get into their mess, because their mess is what can destroy you. And so if you don't want to be a victim of somebody else's mess, you have to know when it's not your monkey and not your circus, okay? And we got Jezebel energy here. So for that to be the likely outcome, it's because somebody is dealing with or is a Jezebel themselves. That means they haven't gotten healing. You know, somebody who might be hypersexual, you know, they're always on the prowl. They may be always cheating. They may be very toxic in relationships. They may deal with a lot of people. That's usually a sign of somebody that might have been touched in their youth. You know what I mean? Something that they haven't dealt with, you know. Or they might use that as a means to getting things that they want. Not necessarily because they've been touched, but because they realize they can manipulate people in that way. We're gonna clarify. You said attention. Yeah, somebody. Yeah, they need attention. Yep. Tell me about transition. Excuse me. Voodoo. So this could be the ancestors speaking. They could be helping you transition, kind of like what I was saying earlier about what David said, or no, was it David? Yeah, it was David that basically said, sometimes, and I've heard it before, but I'm just referencing him, that God will take everything away from you you thought you wanted to give you what you actually need. I'm going to say that again. Spirit will take everything you thought you wanted to give you what you actually need. So you have to be very careful what you pray for, because you will get it. Like you say, you know what, Spirit, I need more money. And the job that you thought you loved or whatever that was sustaining you, it closes. Or, Spirit, I need to feel like I want to be married. And then the man that you're with, or the feminine that you're with, up and leaves you. Well, Spirit is saying to you, then they're not the one. You know? The house is here. I didn't even address that yet. The house that you think you're supposed to live in, or the apartment you're in, Spirit might take it away because you're supposed to be in a house. I don't know. Take it how it resonates. But you can be stripped of everything. Once you pray for an upgrade, you have to lose all the things you thought you liked. You get rid of something good to get something better. And it may not be intentional, but you got to do it. What happened? Tell me more, Spirit. We got rising star. Exactly. So we got from health concerns to rising star. That's clarifying. Spirit is basically saying, in order to move up the ranks in your life, you're gonna have to leave some things behind. And it's not the most comfortable thing, right? Because we don't really like change as creatures of habits. We don't like change. We have to change. Life changes. So therefore we gotta go. But it's not easy to make that transition. There are some growing pains, right? Yep, you gotta get out your own way. Tell me about this self-love, Spirit. Yeah, karmic femme. It's giving mother energy, but like that toxicity. So this could be somebody that distracted someone else from their self-love. Whether it's their mother or just a baby mama, some type of mother figure in someone's life. They could be somebody detracting somebody from self-love. It could be a friend. Sometimes your friends don't really want to see you grow, male or female. They could just be secret haters. So keep in mind, Spirit is saying self-love is in that undertone, but a karmic femme is somebody who would detract from somebody's self-love. So that is a challenge for someone too. Tell me about healer. I wonder why it's moving now. Any other night, it's been bugging it, and I can't tell that y'all saying anything, and now I see it moving. I must have did something wrong. Yeah, North knows. Spirit said, go your own way. I'm hearing that song, go your own way. I can't think of the name of that song. But I'm hearing that. So it's kind of like, you gotta heal yourself, focus on you, challenge the lesson, realize even if you are a healer that everybody don't want to be healed. And that's okay. You gotta learn that self-love. You gotta combat some scripts that might be in your head from a feminine energy that's trying to tear you down. Men can be feminine too, unfortunately, but they can't. And I don't mean like LGBTQ feminine. Just men who've learned from a karmic femme how to be bitches. That's what I mean. They can be very passive aggressive, very nitpicky, very disrespectful, very slick with the mouth. Yeah, Jezebel love arm. I feel like somebody is being lured or seduced by Jezebel energy for that to be the challenge and the lesson. I'm sorry, likely outcome. Hey, peace, Carmen. Yeah, I feel like somebody could be very not being very somebody's getting seduced, or there's some type of seduction from this Jezebel energy. Tell me about the house spirit. I don't know why I didn't address that. Star seed. It's given star energy, like Aquarius energy. You know what's crazy? Every reader, after watching readers, every reader that picks the star goes Aquarius. Every freaking time. And I know it's Aquarius energy. I used to watch it go, why they do that? And I can't help but do it too. I think I just picked it up from them. But it's definitely given that kind of energy. It's definitely given um somebody wants a lot of attention. Bitches mention bitches mention bitches in, yeah, it's giving that. I'm giving somebody one attention. It's giving somebody will do whatever they need to do to get it. Especially with that Jezebel type energy. Um this Carmen Femme. There's a lot of women or feminine energies in this picture, and there's a healer. Does not have to be a masculine, but that's the only masculine besides North Node I'm seeing. And there's a lot of, there's that fake love with that red and the Jezebel. She's doing that peekaboo type stuff. But then there's a love offer. So it's either somebody giving a love offer to a Jezebel because they're mind fucked by a karmic femme, or the Jezebel is making a love offer to keep somebody in her grasp, because it's almost like Jezebel is giving Raggedy Bitch trying to apologize, right? And her apology is not an apology. It's acts of fake service, more like a love bombing. Here's this gift so you won't be mad. Let me Jedi mind trick you with this gift and give you a little dose of dopamine so you can feel high right now. You know what I'm saying? Take this little token so you don't be mad at me. Because clearly it's something to be mad at with this karmic feminine self-love. And somebody feeling, when I saw health concern, I didn't see like somebody actually in the hospital, although they could be. I'm getting more of a mental health check. Like somebody's not right in the head, or they're hypochondriac because there's other things going on. But then it's like a lot about attention. Somebody need attention. But I get that I was about to say my karmics. I ain't got no. That's not what I mean. But I think the karmic must be addressed. There's a lot of karmic energy in this particular spread. Just that karmic femme with that raggedy bitch Jezebel showing up at the same time, and her being a likely outcomes tells me that somebody got an active grip. She like to offer a little piece of crack, if that makes sense. A little drop of dopamine. Here, boo, take that from me. And if you take that, that means you forgive me. And if you forgive me, then I could keep acting like an asshole and doing the same shit that I'm doing. From the top of the reading, I was getting cheater vibes. But yeah, a Jezebel, raggedy bitch, karmic femme is a cheater. And they're the type of rob you blind of your energy, of your time, of your resources, your money. So if you were going to let's say you put energy somewhere else in your life, whether it's a person, a place, or a thing, meaning like a job or a career or something, or maybe even wanting to move, this type of raggedy bitch energy is going to keep giving breadcrumbs and love bombing to distract you from your North Node, distract you from your healing, to distract you from your self-love by putting you down and bringing you up, putting you down and bringing you up. It's giving like feminine pimp energy. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's keeping you so mind fucked that you can't get away, but you can. You can walk away, but your mind won't let you. Tell me more, Spirit. Yeah, abandonment. You had to walk away from this situation, and that's from the very rip. And you did, because this is past energy. It's not your worries, not your problem to pick up. Whatever the hell is going on in the past energy, you walked away. And it says abandonment, but I feel like you left something empty. You didn't leave something that was providing you with love or fullness or, strength or any of those things that will keep you going, that will fulfill you. This is walking away, taking everything you can in a bag and letting it all go because there was nothing there. Right? So if this is a relationship that you walked away from, nothing was there. No love was there, because their love is focused on a Jezebel. Or I wouldn't even call it love. Their attention is focused on a Jezebel, who is Jedi mind tricking somebody, playing with their heart, love bombing them, keeping it, like they got their two fingers under this person's nose. Do what I say. Okay, whatever you want, Jezzy. Right? Yes, addicted to drama and abuse. Absolutely. Tell me more. And that victim mindset, because they get attention. If they go in the hospital, then everybody cares. Ooh, distant future. Spirit said if you kept going this way, this would have been you in that hospital bed. That would have been you begging for somebody's attention that you couldn't get no more. You know? That'll have been you mentally abused, traumatized. That would have been your future, Spirit said. That would have been your future. But somebody is peacocking. Almost dropped the whole deck. Somebody is peacocking, trying to get your attention. Tell me more, Spirit. With the karmic feminine and self-love. How she impacted somebody's self-love, Spirit. Ooh, yep, there you go. This confirms it. Mentally, emotionally unstable. Somebody needs some type of help. They lack self-love. They lack mentally, and well, the karmic is definitely mentally and emotionally unstable, and they are affecting someone's self-love. Okay, because I feel like somebody got questions like, why am I allowing myself to go through this? Why do I keep dealing with this? And then there's other symptoms that I can't personally explain because I'm not there. Okay, I can't get into the psyche of the person, but what I can say is that they go through things repetitiously. It's a lot of what they call it, rumination. There's a lot of confusion, a lot of cycling in their mind, but no solutions. Like, right? So it's like a radio signal that's scrambled. You keep hearing it. You can pick up certain words and sounds that sound familiar, but you can't really clearly define what it is. I know for me, let's just say if somebody mentally unstable thinks about me, okay, and it has happened, I will feel it. I tend to pick up on when people think about me. I do. But I noticed that some people nowadays, they'll make me pick up the phone and be like, hey, how you doing? And we will clear that channel right away. And there's others that I could feel that, and it just sounds like, and I'm like, well, what in the world what is going on? I have to stop. What is going on? I could feel it. And you could feel it too. There's times when there's somebody thinking about you. You may think about them too, but let's just say the thoughts that come across them, it's like a dream. Put it this way. You might be awake, but it's like a dream that don't make no sense when you wake up. You be like, what the fuck was going on in that dream? That's how they feel when their energy is on you. Somebody is mentally unstable thinking about you. And when they deal with you, or I should say when their energy is trying to hold on to you, it don't make no sense. You can't, if you pause yourself and realize, wait a minute, this must be somebody thinking about me. You go, well, what the hell was the thought supposed to be about? Because ain't nothing making no sense. And that's because they're not dealing well with whatever they got going on. But then they plugged into you as much as they can. They plugged in into you. They trying to pull your energy into them. But they got to make it make sense, and they're not. They're not. Excuse me. Tell me about this North Node and healing. Yeah, there we go. This fell out as bondage, but it fell out crossed, and this person is in a victim mindset. This person struggles. Oh wow, my throat. See, and somebody's throat chakra fucked up. They struggle to say how they feel. They struggle to be their true selves. They struggle because you're not in their life. They struggle because they may not have direction. They're struggling because they're being emotionally and mentally manipulated. Like I said, this person is being breadcrumb and love bomb. You know, this Jezebel raggedy bitch energy is always giving little love offers to reset this person, and it works. Because it's in a likely outcome. So that means it's still working. It's still working. Oh, that pizza down there if you want it. Also, ask your sister, did she take her? Tell me more. I flushed it because it's something with the handle, but it's not broke. Yeah. Tell me more, spirit. Oh my God. Huh. This raggedy bitch got an obsession. This is a third party situation. Let me just say that because let's clear it out right now. Whoever this raggedy bitch is has an obsession with your person, the person that thinks about you, the person that needs to work on their self-love, the person that's mentally and emotionally unstable, along with the karmic femme. Okay? That karmic femme slash Jezebel is obsessed with your person. Obsessed with playing with their mind, mental control, and it works. I mean, she's not trying to let that go. Now, I'm not saying that you're letting this go or holding on to them either, because it looks like you already let them go past energy. But when you feel that person come up in your brain and there is no coherent thought about it, it's not you're not missing them. You're not longing, you're not obsessed. It's not that at all. It's just you thought about them, but not necessarily in a way that they would want you to think about them. It's just not going to make sense. That's them pulling on your energy at that time. This person is clearly dealing with somebody who's obsessed with them, and they may also have an obsession, you know, and then that this is a trauma bond between them and the Jezebel. So you can kind of interpret that as a obsession too, because that trauma bond makes that person feel like they're in bondage and they can't live without that Jezebel energy, that raggedy bitch, whoever the raggedy bitch is. Like I told y'all before, it could be a parent, I mean, you know, mother, baby mama, you know, one of them toxic relationships that they go back and forth. It could be another mother figure in their life, somebody that they listen to, somebody that plays with their head, lies to them all the time, and keeps them unstable intentionally. They may live with that person, with the house energy here, or their living arrangements are in question. What's the bottom of the deck? Animosity. Yeah, they got this person might have animosity against you because you abandoned this situation and you're not involved. That you let it go because it's transition here. Because you moved away. And they're like no entry, you know, that entry access denied, you know. So whatever the case may be, they're dealing with an obsession with this karmic person. And Spirit said they're gonna have to go through it. That's not your monkey, nor your circus, nor your concern, your worry. No, you're nothing. Your spirit guides taught you how to have self-love and move on, and this person is trying, I would say trying, or maybe very aware that they need self-love. Maybe they're not trying, because the vibes I got is somebody being very lazy, allowing things to happen, not making any efforts that they need to make, whether it's them being attracted to you or focusing on themselves. I feel like this person is severely manipulated by an obsessed individual or person or situation. Wow. Mm, Death magic at the bottom of the deck. Tell me about this more with Moonology spirit. I'm going to use the Moonology Oracle deck. Tell me more, spirit. A fiery climax approaches. Well, this is in past energy, so you shut this down. There might have been an argument, or it could have just been a very night and day type of situation, meaning I don't get hot and cold. I just feel like it is hot. So hot and cold is what I get when a person is off and on with you, right? And this is how that person may have been off and on. But I feel like this was a shutdown, a done. It went from hot and then it was just cold and just black and just over and just dead, right? That was the climax. That was it. Tell me more, spirit. In the current energy, we got surrender to the divine. Yeah, so this person needs to surrender to the divine. They need to let go of that connection that's making them unhappy. We got distant future here. And what else? Let me see. I can't remember. Oh, yeah. And they really want attention, to be honest with you. But they're also looking at the attention that you get. Okay, but they need to surrender this connection. You are not picking up unhealthy ways and trying to transform it anymore. Like, if you were doing that in the past, you're not doing that anymore. Like, you don't, it's not something you want in your life. Okay. You surrendered this connection. This is what they need to do. Okay. Tell me more, spirit. You got time for healing. And that's exactly what this person needs. A time to heal. They need to heal. They need to release. They need to surrender. They need to heal. Healing comes in many forms and fashions. Like, healing requires action, though. Healing requires intention. Healing requires removing yourself from addiction. You know what I'm saying? Identifying. First of all, you have to identify your addiction. What is your problem? What is giving you the problem? Here, the karmic femme with the mentally unstable energy. The fact that this person may lack self-love. That's what they need to focus on to heal. Tell me about the bondage with the healer. Because healing is required. And that's the challenge here, really. You're very close to achieving your goal. That's the challenge. I feel like this person got a lot of starts and stops. Make sure you ring that bell. That way you're notified every time I come on. Thanks for sharing, and subscribing and viewing the channel. I just feel like you're very close to achieving your goal. I'm sorry. That is the challenge. I'm sorry. I misspoke. They're very challenged with that, because that's in the challenge and lesson. It's like, I feel like this person always feels like they just a few steps away. And if the goal is you are always several steps ahead of them. Not because you're trying to, I don't know, it's not like a trick thing, okay, on that several steps ahead. It's more of a several steps away, letting it go, seeing things for what it is, surrendering it. All the things they need to do, you've done. So you remain several steps ahead, and they keep feeling like they're getting closer and closer, but they have not made a move. Spirit said this is very lazy energy. They're not making any efforts. And the reason why they aren't is because they still got this Jezebel energy in their life throwing them breadcrumbs. You know what I'm saying? love bombing them, trying to keep them satiated enough that they won't come your way or they won't heal, because they don't have to come your way. But again, they're not even healing where they are. Tell me more, Spirit. Luck is on your side. Spirit said you dodged the bullet with this one here. Like letting that go, surrendering that connection, letting them go do what it is that they do, not worrying about them, not being bothered, being unbothered, completely unbothered and unattached to the outcome of their life, their current situation. Spirit moved you away a long time ago and let it be what it's going to be for them. So luck is on your side, okay? Because you chose you, which is what you're supposed to do in connections that are karmic. You chose you. Whatever happens to this person, happens to this person. And it's all due to their choices, their action or lack of. It's not your problem. The spirit is like trying to let you know that when you hear those intuitive nudges and they don't make sense to you, this is why. It's because somebody got themselves into a clusterfuck. They're mentally unstable and they don't know how to get away from that, and they feel like they're in bondage because they are. And they are choosing to be because they're not choosing not to be. Bottom of the deck, let me see. Your hard work is paying off. Yeah, first of all, I need to talk right. I feel as though someone is observing how you're doing what you say you're going to do, being what you say you're going to be, having what you say you're going to have. And they are jealous of that. Now, this could be their person who's obsessed with them feeling jealous. This could also, be your person being like that as well. You are a star in their eyes, okay? You may have the full package. You may intimidate this person, and they may put you on a pedestal and feel that you're somehow too good for them, so you're just out of reach. And people like that will choose to be very lazy with you because they don't feel good enough. When they don't feel good enough for you, you gotta reach out for them. You gotta put in the effort for them. Meanwhile, they don't put in the effort for the connection. What's up, Lati? How you doing? When they don't put in the effort and the connection, a lot of times it's really that you're on a pedestal. But you got to be careful with somebody who may demonstrate jealousy. They may demonstrate they got a little animosity against you because you ain't going for their okie doke, or they're not able to do certain things to you or project onto you their mental and emotional instability. People get real pissed when you choose you over them. They get really in their feelings like, well, why you not putting up with my shit? You used to. Or I always thought you would, or something like that. When you may have had a lot of self-worth, a lot of self-love, and this person may have tried to break you from it, but it didn't work. Spirit moved you out the way. They was like, oh no, hell no. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? I see that dot. Period. Exactly, sis. Like, you not about to move me off my square because you feel your kind of way. And Spirit took you up out of that on some fiery climax. Like, it's a rap. And as they should, and as you should. That means you are obedient to Spirit, which is going to give you the riches and the bounty and the prosperity that you seek. You know, prosperity and abundance of good things in your life. Better connections, better relationships with people, financial wealth. You know what I'm saying? And interestingly enough, it sacrifices that for the person that may have tried to harm you. I had a godfather who passed on, Ibashe. He said to me once, He didn't believe in karma. And I said, why, Baba? Why you don't believe in karma? And he said, because if that was the case, he was talking about America, those in charge would have suffered the consequences of their actions and their privilege already if karma existed. And I kind of wish he was here today because I could point to several instances where how big the karma is for somebody. Somebody is eating, they're eating what they produce, put it this way. Whatever they intended for you is like that's what they're eating. If they wanted you to hurt, they're hurting. If they wanted you to lose financially and be able to witness it, that's what's happening to them. This person thought they could get away with things. It's not working. And I feel like this has a lot more to do with that karmic femme, and then everything to do with your person who chooses the karmic femme because they play the victim or the martyr or whatever the case may be. They played a role. They're making choices to be with a karmic and do as the karmic does or do as the karmic says and live as the karmic wants them to. And Spirit said, that's okay. Luck is on your side. They made that plate. You know what it reminds me? Like, it makes me think of, oh my gosh, what is that movie? I can't think of the name of it. The name is not as important as the scene where the woman, the maid, she gives that woman shit pie that looks like a chocolate pie or something like that. It would be as if the woman made the shit pie to look identical to something else, but end up eating the shit herself. That's what it's like. Or how they say people got a lot of nerve wanting to see you fail, but it's like they drinking the poison of anger and animosity and jealousy, expecting it to hurt you. This is somebody, again, with that gaping hole energy, but wanting something to happen to you. Because that animosity says they feel a way that you are a star and your hard work is paying off. This is somebody got some, you know what I'm saying, deep-seated stuff in their mind and their hearts over you. Over the fact that you love yourself. And that they don't. And that they keep performing for someone that is like, Spirit said, taking them down mentally. Like, I feel like this person, I think if you had a conversation with them, you probably would be like, what did I ever see in you? Like, what was it? What was I thinking? Is it because the person is beautiful on the outside? You know, or is it something they said? Did they charm you? But you probably will look at this person and go, what in the world was I ever thinking? And a lot of people, we go through that a lot. I remember I was riding a car with my mom when I was young, and she pointed out some guy who had a jerry curl and said, oh, he was one of the finest dudes in town. I looked at his face, and then I looked at her, and I was I was like, what? If I had cursed back then, I would have said, what the fuck are you talking about? You thought that was cute? Whatever he grew into, it was not it, y'all. It was not it. Now, I've had situations in my past, I'm thinking to myself, what was I thinking? When I had this person in my life, like, what was I thinking? Because if you talk to them now, you go, oh my God, either nothing has changed about them, they haven't grown in any significant way, or they talk like they backwards or something. And for me, I'm a what they call a sapiosexual or something like that. I deal with the mind. If your mind is stuck and you repeating yourself, or I feel like we pick up where we left off, kind of, and you still on the same stuff. I can't. Child. The help. Yes. I just can't. And that is like, oh, it's like a major turnoff. This person need to get free of the Jezebel energy. I mean, they really do. That raggedy bitch is going to keep throwing somebody for the loop. You walked away. That's what you were supposed to do. You couldn't heal this situation no matter what, because this person is committed to being in bondage. Spirit showed me bondage, told me bondage before it showed up. They committed to this. This is what they wanted. This is what they get. They may not like it, but they like it enough to stay right there doing right whatever it is that raggedy bitch Jezebel energy wants them to do. She is all over this reading. And you are in the past energy with RAP and abandonment and climax. You let this go. And sometimes that's the most productive thing you could ever do, is to walk away from something that don't serve you and not stay stuck in something because somebody wants you to be stuck with them. You know, not to cycle back and forth with people who just keep repeating shit and doing the same thing and don't realize something wrong. Man, listen. Dodge that bullet collector. It ain't nothing more liberating than detaching from some mess. Okay? Let the mess go. Let me pull one more on this, and then I'm going to transition till we get to another day. Tell me more, Spirit. Yep. Woo, what'd I just say? This says, take time to breathe out, disseminating moon. It is nothing more liberating to let somebody deal with their own shit while you focus on yours, right? While you focus on your self-love, your growth, your prosperity, your abundance, while things grow and blossom for you, you're not introducing no ground, what they call roundup. You already plucked your weeds. You cleaned things out already. You got the brush looking good. You don't need to keep messing with things in your life. You letting things grow organically and be what they are, so you could be in a healthy state. This person hasn't even begun the process of weeding out their life. Meaning they haven't even begun the process to truly accept what the divine has sent to them, because the surrender to the divine is here. They haven't surrendered to the divine. This person got control issues. You know what I'm saying? They want to hold on to this Jezebel. They want to hold on to life as it is. They don't want nothing to change, nothing to move. They don't want it to grow. They don't want it to shrink. They just want to freeze it in time. But that's not how life works. And so Spirit said, let me just move you out of the way so they can go deal with this Jezebel crap that they got going on. Let me move you out of the way so they can go experience fully, without any interference, the impact of their choices. So this person, Spirit told me they are having financial loss. They are Spirit said losing followers. Now I don't know if this person has social media. Either they're losing followers, or it's stagnant in followers, or it's not the amount that they want. Something like that. What depends on whatever that it is that they do. Maybe they got something that's not growing as fast as they like, if they are gaining followers. I don't know. You take it how it resonate, but this person does crave attention. So 9 times out of 10, they want validation, because star is here and rising star is here. So this person wants to grow. Maybe you are gaining followers. Maybe you have more than them, and they're comparing you. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's all about like this outside validation with this person. Excuse me. Let's pull some intrusive on this. Spirit, tell me more. Tell me more. Yeah, so this is where they thought you and them had it. This is where they had it fucked up. Like y'all was in a standoff. Remember, I told y'all in previous reading, pause. When I pull that other deck, the Twin Flame deck, pause keeps coming up. Spirit said you're not in a standoff with this person. You're out. One of y'all is just standing by your damn self. Okay? Ain't nobody moving. Ain't nobody coming toward one another. And this is because whoever, if this is a masculine that wants you, then they're not behaving in their masculine energy. They're not taking action. They're not planning. They're very unattractive because they're in a distorted feminine energy. Okay? This is somebody, like I said, very passive, very much tolerating, allowing things to happen instead of making things happen in their life, which is what a masculine should be doing. Tell me more, Spirit. Yep, they're supposed to be building. Strength, repair, build, determination, support, restoration, commitment, and renewal. This is the energy of that self-love that this person is supposed to be in. They're supposed to be building their life, whether it's with you or just them. I feel like the restoration and the renewal is them making a commitment to themselves to do better, to be better. Was she up? She said she will. Tell me more. Here we go again. Lost on this journey. You know, this is sad. Honestly, it's sad. Excuse me. I don't know who the person is. Yeah, they got a lot of secrets. I don't know who your person is. I don't know your person. But I feel like I know them without knowing them. Because this is a pattern that keeps coming up where somebody is very confused and very lost. But it's really, they're not as lost as they think, Spirit says. It's really more of a refusal to grow. This person has arrested development and they refuse to be better. They refuse to change. This person does not want to grow and they want you to accept them as they are, and they can't get it in their brain why you have standards, why you have self-love enough that you will not tolerate them and their foolishness. And I gotta say this, you may still love this person. There may not be any hate that you have. You may not be projecting anything toward them. You just have learned that even though you're a healer, everything can't be healed because of you, and that you need to focus that inward now from someone who can't accept that from you. That is one of the most compassionate things that you can do for yourself, is to turn what you could not do into something for yourself, right? Build you up, grow you. Sometimes as healers, we pour and pour until we reach our capacity. That is not how it's supposed to work. You're not supposed to be giving to somebody who can't give back, because you will deplete. And then if if you go too far with it, you'll end up resenting them. Really, excuse me. Somebody don't want me to say this tonight, but that they're gonna hear it anyway. But when you are truly a healer, you realize that it's not that you resent that person. You don't want to resent yourself for putting up with something that you didn't deserve, for being played around with or in circles or led astray or lied to, or whatever the case may be. Okay? You have to choose you at some point. And people have to understand whether they want to surrender to the divine or not. You're not tolerating their bullshit. And you don't have to. And you know how to make a choice. Unfortunately, they don't. That's not your problem that they don't. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you were sent to be the example of how they need to go ahead and do it. Doesn't mean y'all supposed to be together. Just that they had an example and they could either choose to be like you or not. Yep, vampires, for real, sis. For real. Tell me more. Yeah, and for you, small shit don't matter. You are able to expel, dismiss, protect, banish, repair, clear, purge, release, and overcome and cleanse. So I feel like, you were guided spiritually to not put too much energy or thought into this anymore. It's more like you know, it might have been a mountain at some point in time, but it became a molehill, right? You're not so invested in being upset or hurt or whatever those things were that you might have had the fear of letting go of when you had your fear. Because we all have it at some point in time, you know? And when you were able to surrender to divine, you were realizing, oh, this is not a bigger problem as I thought. At least not for you, right? You said, oh, it's time for me to walk away. So you walked away. It's time for me to choose me. Then you chose you. And then the more you made the changes needed to be made, the more the universe blessed you for making the changes. The more the universe could show you because you made the change. So you put yourself in a position not to need them, not to desire the foolishness, not to be in the middle of the circus or a mess. You put yourself in a position to long and desire for yourself, to guide you in the direction you need to be in. You got somebody here that does not have the ability, as of this moment rather, to self-reflect or be accountable. So they go the easy route and they just follow along somebody who's leading them astray. That's why they're lost on this journey. Um, a lot of readers I've heard say, this person realized they're trapped. They are. In this particular reading, I'm hearing this is what that is. Like this person is trapped with their decision, trapped with that Jezebel karmic. They're gonna stay stuck over with that person for a long time. They're not necessarily gonna get out of it until they choose to. Like it's not gonna go on your terms or whatever you wanted from them in the past. It's not gonna do none of that. Lord have mercy. I don't know where your sister put it. Ask her. I thought she took it down. This person, yes, they gotta eat that because it was the decision they made. Let me see bottom of the deck. Yeah, unapologetically. If you don't like the truth, get to stepping. Yeah, this person didn't like the truth, and you got to step it. Sometimes we'll pray for somebody to exit our lives or cut the shit, and you realize, oh no, I gotta cut the shit. This happened to me many times. I'll be like, I don't like this no more. I don't want it no more. I don't want it no more. And all of a sudden, Spirit moves me out the way. It makes me take the steps I need to take to say out, to show out. Spirit, I don't want it. Spirit has said, okay. If you don't want it, then go over here now. Okay. And that's what I'll do. I'll be obedient. Next thing you know, I'm somewhere else, but I'm not where I wasn't supposed to be. you gotta listen to Spirit, because Spirit is not gonna lead you wrong if you listen. That first voice in your head that drops in and said, hello, let me show you how this gonna go. Yo, all right, now I'm watching a situation unfold, a situation that made me personally uncomfortable. So I decided, okay, well, let me take several steps back. But I was also led to hold people accountable for their actions, and I did that too. And I'm seeing, like, in real time, everything. Well, you know how they say no weapon formed against you shall prosper? It is not prospering. So now I'm detaching. Like, sometimes I find myself getting a little angry, but then I calm down because I realize no weapon formed against me shall prosper. So when I pull my energy back and just think about, or how really just observe the whole scene, I'm going, wow. My discerning eye was right from the start. That I called it, but sometimes I just gotta let it happen. That's where the surrender to the divine comes in. Just let it happen. Like, yeah, I don't have to force nothing, change anything. uh jump up and down, say look, 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 look. It just reveals itself. And the more it reveals itself, it's like, it's a certain level of satisfaction that you get. And Spirit says, see, I told you. Well, you know, I let you know what was going to happen. You just got to believe. You just got to understand that you do make good choices. And the choice you made, look how it's panning out. Or the choice that other people made that forced you to make other choices, look how it's panning out. That your energy is powerful. You know, that some people you will come across in your life, um, they want a little bit of your light. Some people will try to stand under, well, not stand under your umbrella, but yeah, stand under your umbrella to stay dry. But they halfway out. They still sticking out, so they can't understand why they getting wet when you're not under the umbrella. And sometimes spirits say you got to push people away and say, no, no, no. I only have room for me in this umbrella. That's why you going to get wet. So go find your own. What? Spirit. Somebody got hidden secrets. A lot of them secrets are going to be revealed. They got a lot to do with that raggedy bitch jealous energy. That Jezebel does a lot to somebody. And they are in shame because of the secrets. But Spirit said the secrets will be revealed regardless. Regardless, that shit gonna be revealed. And Spirit said publicly, you know, you might read about it in a paper or something. It just, whatever it is gonna be public. It's not gonna be something you gotta go searching for, to be honest with you. When it shows up, it's gonna be like, damn, I ain't know it was like that. But at the same time, you did. You gonna be like, I called that. Yep, you did. You did. Trust your gut, y'all. Love yourself and trust your gut. Be willing to walk away from a situation at any given time if it does not serve you. Don't let anybody guilt you into hanging around because they feel bad. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. If you've done all you can and they've done nothing but suck you dry like a vampire, be willing to be no longer be suckled on. Be willing to restore your blood count and raise your capacity up for yourself. Be willing. Pull out that game. That's a game. That's a game of mess, chaos, and conflict. This person got a lot of hidden secrets that are going to come out. People are going to speak about this. People are going to be gasping about it. But this ain't your mess. This is not your mess. This is their mess. This is what they are assigned to deal with. When Spirit said, here's what I was going to give you, you know, here's the trials and tribulations you're going to get for choosing this life, right? Choosing these parents, this family, these set of circumstances. This is what you're going to learn, you know, or at least this is what you're going to experience. Here's what you should be learning from those experiences. And when people don't choose to grow, they stay in those experiences and then they wonder why they're miserable and upset, and how come life is not life in the way they thought life was going to life, because you were supposed to grow and you weren't supposed to stay the same. So when life is because you're supposed to move. You're supposed to take action. You're supposed to ignite something. Initiate something different in your life. Make an effort. So when life keeps lifing like that and you don't do anything, it might get quiet, but it's going to ramp right back up. And what I notice is that people's cycles are shorter and shorter. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the crazies are somebody dealing with, it don't get quiet for long before it ramp up. And in the circumstances of that ramp up, get deeper and get harsher. Like, it, you know what I'm saying? People go from public disturbances to full-blown arrests, to beat downs, to jail time, to fines, to more jail time. Like, it don't get better. It gets worse when you don't want to change, when you want to be in toxicity. You know, people get scared of you. They call the cops on you. The cops get scared. You know how that go. They do harm. People beat you up out of fear or set you up out of anger and animosity. Whatever the case may be. You don't grow in the mud, muck, in the murk, of toxicity. You grow where you're planted wisely in healthy soil with good fertilization and sunlight and all the treatments that would be needed to grow you. Take it how it resonates. Y'all, if it don't resonate, don't take it. You can like, share, and subscribe. That'll be much appreciated. It is an energetic donation to the channel. Costs you absolutely nothing but a couple of clicks. That's it. And that way you're notified anytime I come on, right? And then you can join the family. We would love to have you. If this is your first time, welcome. If not, welcome back. But we love to have you. It resonates with the energy this week. I bet. I just feel like more and more shit coming out. Spirit said lose the hope game. Like, that energy of, well, if they only did this, then this will happen. Lose that energy. Lose it. Lose it. Because that's why this distant future came up. This person is banking on you waiting on them. They're banking on you hoping and wishing and planning for them when they decide, if they ever decide, to come around you again. I think, though, for the most part, a lot of you have given the cards that I'm getting and the energy I'm getting. And the fact that, abandonment is here. Like, you left this alone. You did surrender it to the divine. But your person, on the other hand, thinks that, in the near distant future, I got a chance to turn this around. Now, for some of y'all, they be lucky if they can have a conversation with you. And others, they can have a conversation. Don't mean they going to be lucky to have anything beyond that. There's no energy from this person because they are under the thumb and or spell of a raggedy bitch. If you did come across this person, you will know it within 2 seconds of talking to them. It won't take long to see if they changed or not. I don't care what they mask it, try to make it sound like or whatever. You'll be able to pick through the lies real quick in the energy, the lack of. You know what I'm saying? And then, when you move on, I'm telling you, that detachment is liberating as fuck. Because you ain't worried. You're not in that worry. And if you were in that worry energy, read the thumbnail. It's such a fucking liberating thing to not be stressed over somebody else's nonsense. Recognizing that's their shit and not yours. And that whatever decision they make, good or bad, it's not your problem. It's not, you don't, like, man, when you get there, you're going to be like, Clarity, let me tell you something, girl, you was right. Because the way you feel so liberated by that is amazing. Honestly, it's hard to quantify it in words because it's really a feeling, a weight lifted off of you. It's like whatever you are letting somebody tie you down with their problems or their trauma or their whatever, and they weren't willing to take that weighted blanket of that drama off of them, and you realize, oh wait, all I gotta do is stick my foot out the covers, take the next foot up, and just get up, and you ain't got that weight on you no more. You be like, what? Wow. It's not your problem. Yep, lots of energy this week. Yep. Yo, it feels great. And women. I'm gonna go back to the videos. I'm not pulling the video up, but I'm just gonna tell you, like, this these YouTubers put out a video, a couple of videos I've seen, or I ain't seen them all, but the titles, that when women in particular are done and they have surrendered the connection, they no longer, it's like a feeling they no longer have. And, I feel like men, they waft with it. They turn it off, they turn it on. They're not able to handle well a female who shuts it off, meaning she's done. Like she ain't. It's not even like a switch that we know how to turn off and on. It's just something that when it comes over us, we're so done. There's nothing attractive about you. You know what I'm saying? Everything you do is wrong. You look wrong, you cough wrong, you smell wrong, you sneeze wrong, you ate wrong. It ain't nothing you could do. It's nothing you could do. She treats you like customer service. How can I help you? What do you need? And I was feeling a little bit of that. One day I was just thinking about something. I was like, this that feeling? Wow, because that is nothing here. And it's a disgust feeling. To be honest with you, it's kind of like a ick. Yuck. What do you want? And you really don't, if you even got that much energy to say what you want, you just don't have it. It's just not there. It changes. It's gone. It's gone. It's like, that's why when you sit there and you look at that person, you think to yourself, what the fuck did I see in you? Or what is it that I wanted from you? Or what is it that I thought this was going to be? What did I want? And when you reflect, it's hard. Let me tell you, when you cry over something or you cry over somebody, it's such a, when you actually are in a healing phase, it's a purification that comes over you, wipes a lot of that ick you had away to the point there's nothing left. So when you try to reflect on them, you go, I can't see that no more. I can't see what I thought I saw, and now I'm thinking, what the fuck did I see? What was it that I thought? Why was I thinking that? Because once you've been taken through it, and the person has showed you over and over and over again who and what they are, you at some point in time you don't have a taste for it no more. It's like you go to eat something that used to be your favorite thing, and it tastes like you eating, I don't know, dirt. Now it tastes like dirt. It's your favorite thing. You used to eat it all the time, and now you just don't have no flavor for it. It just tastes nasty. You just throw it away because it's like, well, what do I want with that no more? That's disgusting. I can't believe I even like that. It's so nasty. Yep, the rose-colored glasses is off. Your taste buds come back. Your nose is smelling right. You know what I'm saying? Your mind right. Your heart right. Then you're like, oh, I was into that bullshit, but I don't like that bullshit no more. It's like drinking and not wanting to drink no more. Not because you need to be sober. It don't taste right no more. It don't do right. Your body don't react right to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have food allergies to certain things. Like maybe 2 or 3 things that I've experienced. Where if it come back up, it can't never go back down. I'm good off of that for the rest of my life. And I might have really liked it too. But Spirit said you'll never try it again without having that same reaction. Because even if I try to go back to it, Spirit's like, now we told you what this will do to you. And why would you try to put that down your throat? That's how you feel about people when you really get over them. You be like, ugh, I can't. Ugh, I can't do it no more. Ugh. Oh my God. I think that's the best way I could describe it. It's like an allergy to food. Like you can't eat it no more. Your body rejects it. And then you know good and well you can't touch it no more. And if you see anything like it, you don't want that either. I had and not in the 90s. I ain't gonna say when, but in the 90s, I had a Big Mac. And then I was at a college party and I overdrank. And that Big Mac came up with all that nasty ass alcohol. That Mad Dog 2020, y'all. That shit was crazy. Ain't ever in my life fuck with that shit again. It was so sweet going down, though. I do remember it. It was pleasant. And it was violent coming up. I never had another in my life. Okay? That shit, you could forget it. I don't recently saw a video, I want to say within the last year, this guy, it was a British guy, where somebody told him to try Mad Dog 2020. He had the blue one. I think it was blue raspberry. And he chugged it. And I read the comments and everybody's like, why would you chug it? Like, oh my God, like, who told you to do that? They don't really like you. Blah, 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 blah. Going down the comments. I was crying. Then the comments a couple days later, people was like, is he all right? Is he alive? Somebody check in on him, whatever. And he made a subsequent video that said, I'll never do that shit again. When he chugged that shit, I think it was a fifth too. He chugged that shit and I'm going, whoever told him to try that really don't like him. You cannot like me. If you told me to try that shit, I would think, you know what? We enemies for life. Because that shit is violent. Okay? Violent going down. And honestly, you know, that violence is, you could compare it to like a relationship of passion. You just excited. It was different. It tastes good. Ooh. Oh, it got me a buzz. Until you get hungover or fucked up behind that shit, you be like, ooh, what was I thinking? Why did I chug it like that? Like, I was crying, y'all. I was so glad he was alive. He did a video maybe 2-3 days later to say he was alive. He had made it, but he'll never do that shit no more. Wild Irish Rose did that to you? With purple Kool-Aid? Oh, hell no. Did you add sugar? We almost checked out. I bet the fuck you did. What was that other that, remember, oh God, what was that thing called? We called it crack. Liquid crack. Oh, Cisco. Ooh, child. I had never tried that. And then one night I tried it and I paid the consequences of that twice. I ain't gonna get into why, because it's graphic, but never in my life will I let that shit touch my lips. I don't know if they make it no more, but girl, that should have been liquid sedative or poison. It really had me in a bad way, situation wise. And I'm glad all of these experiences happened in my 20s and that I learned from them, or put it this way, I lived to tell the tale, because it's not some situation I would wish on anybody. I would not. I don't think that's safe. People need to be careful with this alcohol. That shit dangerous as fuck. And especially combinations. I also learned the hard way. You don't drink no beer after no rum and coke made by a Jamaican. This man gave me I went from one I'm about to say Halloween, New Year's party to another. I started off with this rum and coke and brought my beer with me. By the time I got to the next party, I was in the bathroom done. Done. My cousin, kind of cousin, step cousin, I guess. She went and party, did her thing, and then they brought me back home. Never again. I haven't been drunk much in my life, so I can recall each time, literally on one hand, in less than 5 fingers. That is enough for my lifetime. Like, I don't want no part of that shit ever again. I don't know how people build up the tolerance to keep handling stuff like that. Most of mine were mistakes. Novice. I didn't know better. Now I know. Now I know. And I'm not playing with my life ever again like that. Ever in life. Okay, I will not. I will not. I'm just so glad. I'm a Generation X. Okay, we done seen some shit, and some stuff I learned real quick. Don't go there. Don't do that. That ain't it. And that's what preserved my life. For real, for real. That's Cisco. One and done. And I didn't even. That was offered to me, and they knew, whoever it was knew what it would do. I was like, man, child. But that's exactly what a relationship will do. When you decide, when you sober up from that relationship, you realize, I don't want that shit no more. I don't need none of that no more. Mm-mm. That shit make your stomach hurt when you think about it, depending on what it is. Like, I could drink a little wine here and there, but I am such a lightweight. I might not have wine for months. I really don't need it. If it tastes good, I'll have a little taste. Literally a little taste. Well, my body is not designed for it at all. I realize that. Nice and early in my life, I'm not meant to fuck up my liver and my kidneys and whatever else is attached to it, especially my mind. All right, y'all, that's the reading. I hope it resonates with you in a healthy way. I hope that it serves you to better understand yourself and maybe the circumstances you're in. I hope that it helps you make better choices, better decisions. Choose yourself, love yourself, you know? That is what is meant to do. You know, we are meant to love ourselves, and these journeys that we're on, convoluted, crazy as they are meant for and designed for us to learn our lessons. So I want to appreciate, I want to say, take time to say I appreciate everyone coming to the Spiritual Lounge with Clarity Empress. And let you know where we get some healing, you know. And I shall be back, I think, tomorrow. I got something to do tomorrow night. But no, yeah, but it's not that late. So I'm going to try to come back tomorrow. I'm going to try. But definitely Thursday. I appreciate y'all riding with me this journey. Um, peace, 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 sis. Peace to my tarot sister. Tarot's in the Week Tarot Show, the podcast. Make sure y'all go like, share, and follow my girl. And come on back Thursday night for sure. Wednesday, if you catch me. You know what I'm saying? If you don't ring that bell, you ain't gonna get the notification. So you might as well ring that bell. Hello? All right, y'all. Peace and good night. Peace.